Hey Dito, do you know what time it is?
I think it's time for this podcast thing, but I think Spider-Man here is a better explanation for it.
Psst, Excelsior! So in this episode, we talk about using a beam cannon. Yura brings her fantasy world and real world into one. And are there more Titans like Eren? All that and more coming up. And the show begins in 3, 2, 1. It's time for the Ktdata Anime Podcast with Dito and Ktdata. The Ktdata Anime Podcast is brought to you by Ktdata.net's coverage of Salt Lake Comic-Con 2013. Stay tuned to Ktdata.net for our social media accounts for coverage coming out very, very soon. Hey everybody, welcome to the Ktdata Anime Podcast. I am Ktdata.
Dito.
And this is the book club podcast for anime. So if you guys have never seen this show before, Ktdata Anime Podcast runs on pretty simple rules, You watch a couple animes, you come, listen to us talk, talk with us in the chat room or email us, all that good stuff. And it's all fun there. But if you have never seen the Ktdata Anime Podcast before, you're like, what animes are you talking about? Well, just pause this video, head on over to ktdata.net and look at the show notes. There are links to places where you can watch all the animes legally and supporting the creators. So you should do it, right?
Right?
So, Dito, how are you doing, man? I swear I just saw you a couple days ago.
I know. It's funny how that works when you spend 3 days at a convention where there's over 70,000 people sold out and you're trying to carry camera gear everywhere. That's, like that, you see?
Yeah. It's crazy. And we got some good stuff, too. Hint for all you guys listening, pay attention to ktdata.net during October. Let's just say there are many celebrations and many giveaways coming soon.
Very soon. Goodie stuff, too. And we do mean very good stuff.
Yep. All right, Dito. Should we just jump into our first anime?
Do we have to jump? Can we just, paraslide in?
Okay.
Base jump, go! This intro sucks.
I thought that's what you meant by parasliding.
Parasliding this stupid intro away.
And our first anime is Ginga Kikotai Majestic Prince, and it's brought to you by Lollipops. Positive reinforcement for those times when you damage your old school. Alright, in our last episode, Izoru's manga becomes good. We see boring politics, and the final defense line for Earth has been broken. Oh.
Dun, dun, dun. And lollipops.
Yes, I love the lollipops. It's just the most random thing, and it's not one of those things where you expect to see it. It just pops up out of nowhere. It's awesome.
I feel like she's belittling him.
I don't think she is. She likes candy.
Good work.
Oh, come on.
Lollipop for using this advanced giant robots to defend Earth from invaders that are trying to kill everybody and themselves. And you get a lollipop.
Oh, come on, Dito. Are you telling me that you don't have some kind of guilty pleasure? You want to know why my guilty pleasure is? Something I like to reward myself with is
is at least PG-13?
Yes, it's ice cream. I love ice cream. I have a fridge full of ice cream right now.
You know what they say, right?
No.
If there's a problem, ice cream can fix it.
See? Exactly. I like it. Come on, you gotta have something. Pocky, Ramune, 17-ounce steaks.
17-ounce steaks. Oh, that would be nice. But no, I don't have a guilty pleasure. I just like to eat steak.
He lies. It's Picari sweat. All right.
Picari sweat, go.
So when we last left off, Earth's final defense line is being attacked, and a small group kind of broke through, and they're headed towards Earth. Where on Earth do you think they're headed, Dito?
They are headed to Syria. I mean,
wouldn't that just solve a whole bunch of problems?
They're headed toward the academy.
Yes, the Gorantsere Cosmopolitan Academy. And of course, if that sounds familiar, that's where the Fail 5 came from.
Graduated.
Yep. And you might be wondering, why are they going there? It's because that's where the most advanced genetically modified humans are. You know, after all, Fail 5 came from there, and they have advanced DNA, so they're going to go in and like stick straws into everybody's head and suck the DNA out of them. Right?
Please pull your mind out of the gutters, everybody.
Oh, come on. That was a Star Trek episode where, like, somebody, like, I think it was Data dreaming or something, or one of them dreaming really bad. And, like, one of them was, like, somebody was, like, sucking Commander Riker's brain out. He had, like, a straw sticking out of his head. It was really stupid, but that's what it reminded me of.
Good old days of sci-fi.
Yeah.
Where everything was so far-fetched, you have to go look and go. When I was a kid, I would believe that.
Yeah, why not? I thought that was actually a scary episode because they were eating Data. And I'm like, no, no. But, all right, so Klein, one of the commanders, you know, the little kid-looking dude, he's the one who's in the group that kind of broke through the front lines and is hacking Earth. So, Dito, what's a really good way of defeating, like, a high-class general, you know, with his customized super fast suit and whatnot?
You would normally, the best thing to do would be to position them over your lap and to open palmly smack their bottom. But in reality, you would
That's
want
called child abuse.
Yeah, that's how we were raised. I don't know about everyone else in their lenient. No, anyways. Emails to
Dito's parenting trips.
Ktdata.net. No, it's like the best way to slow someone down is to shoot them from afar.
With the giant beam laser. Let's be okay. They call this a long-range optical weapon, but it's a beam.
It's a beam cannon. Shut up,
cannon.
everybody. It's a beam cannon.
Like I'm cool with it. It's like, you know, at least they're not blatantly stealing ideas like another anime we had considered on there. So like that seems like it would work, right?
And like everything, it looks good on paper.
You know, and so we have what's his name? He has to aim on there. I just remember him as a gold 5 right now.
We'll just use that for right now.
Yeah. And so he misses on the first try, which makes me wonder. You're shooting this. It makes like this giant crater, and that's considered a miss.
I know. It's like they're in the center of this crater that hit them, but they say, I missed. Like, no, you hit it. They just withstood it.
Yeah, it's like I mean, come on, giant cannon. It's not like you're gonna like super snipe him or anything, like headshots or anything. But you know, what's interesting is that when they're fighting, and you see all the other students kind of like riding the bus away, and you see the little specks of light, and I'm like,
oh God,
that is totally off Robotech right there, where you just see the lights blowing up in the distance.
I have to say this just because it got me laughing. Okay, so the final defense line's breached. They know they're heading toward the academy. They're trying to evacuate everybody itself, but instead of people actually trying to evacuate in an orderly manner, they're watching the lights show.
They're on the bus.
No, I'm talking about like right before all that happened. Like you see everyone on campus, like they're going, "Oh my God, that's the Fail 5," or not before that. Sorry, they sit there just like going, like deer in headlights.
Why do you think they're
hilarious.
not out piloting the AHSMBs?
Because they can't pronounce it.
That and they just stand around like idiots all the time.
Yeah, it's like going, jeez.
So you know, 2 shots. That finally gets him right. But there's the little collateral damage, like every single shoot being damaged and half the school in shambles. Right?
Not quite.
They
They just took out some windows, you know, a couple property damage, some of the schools, but it's still up.
most of it. I think one of the buildings is like totally collapsed, like the gym or something. They don't need the gym.
They don't need the gym. They already did that.
And I always found it interesting that for some reason their school has like flower beds or like giant fields of violets all around it. You know, that takes time and money to make it look like that. You'd think they'd be investing that into, their curriculum.
It sounds like our school.
But
Why teach the kids stuff when we could use that money to do other things?
make it all look pretty. But
Fresh coat of paint fixes everything.
yeah. Then there's this new part where we're kind of discovering that there might be a hidden plan happening in the Ugaru ranks, because Prince Diart, he's like planning stuff behind his brother's back,
And things too, where it involves assassinations and plots against the government. And
yeah.
he has a very nice kitty. Wait, wrong episode.
But what's funny is like his plan is so deep and so secret. Like he's willing to just axe other high-ranking commanders without even thinking twice about it. And like he twists it so well, where you're like, what is he doing? Do you think he's trying to take over and just like kill his brother and become command of all the Ugaru out there? Or
I'm thinking it's more of a personal thing. Has nothing to do with commanding, because he doesn't have that I want to be supreme commander or anything. He's just kind of like, I am sick of everything and I just want to have a challenge.
So he's gonna become Miliardo Peacecraft.
Oh God, I hope not.
And then what's her name is really Relina Peacecraft.
Relina?
Yeah, the one girl that defected, that's in love with Izuru.
Oh,
Teoria. There we go.
Yeah, I think there's something going to be about that. What if? God, I sense incest here, but.
Well, we already know that Giart and Teoria are brother and sister. So
yeah, that's what I'm sensing here, because of the whole I'm gonna try to get her back over here type stuff, and yeah.
And then I feel sorry for the other girl too. She's like, oh, he only sees me as a team member. Just because I can't cook and I'll poison everybody.
No, it's just that she has no sense of taste. Anyways.
Speaking of sense of taste, I like this next
Incest is wincest. Way to go, zombie sniper. Way to go.
Before we get into trouble, let's just go into this next one. And our next anime is Stella Jokokun Koutou-ka C Cubed. Boo. And it's brought to you by
Eat the whole cake. Not just one, but the whole thing. Unless you want to use a sugar cube in your tea. It all works out. Last episode, we met a bunch of weirdos. First, we learned how to play Rambo and how to escort someone out of the school.
an abandoned school.
Yes, an abandoned school. And I put 2 L's in school. What the hell?
Somebody wasn't paying attention in school, obviously.
Hey, at least I didn't spell it C-H or C-H.
S-K-E-W-L.
No, S-H-C-O-O-L. At least I didn't spell it like that. In a dress.
Yes, in a dress.
So, in this time itself, we figured we should talk about a little bit about Airsoft 101 and the difference between everything too, because firing an airsoft gun is not necessarily like firing a real gun, because you gotta think too,
One's
it's a toy.
Plastic and the other one's steel, usually.
Well, it's a combination of the two in an airsoft gun, because the high quality ones is a combination between the metal and plastic, just like any other gun. But the main real difference is the power behind it, because
one shoots a plastic BB and the other one shoots a metal object that's designed to pierce human flesh.
Well, not necessarily. There are the rubber bullets. Casey, don't make me go
We don't
into
believe
guns
in
with
that.
you.
We don't believe in those.
Non-lethal bullets. Anyways, when you aim an airsoft gun, you don't aim, because you know you're going to either lose velocity, it's going to drop sooner, or whatever. So you kind of have to feel where you're going to aim. So a lot of times it's called spray and pray. In this case, they try to teach you in the like they put Yura through a little test here, and like how to shoot a 5 yen piece from, I think it's about, I would say, what did you say? It's about like 30 yards.
Yeah.
No,
Just gotta hear the ding. Ding.
Yeah, because at that distance, in any real airsoft gun can do that, but at the same time too, it's extremely hard to do in any game. Yes, and to hit it 3 times in a row, that's absolutely impressive. Scott's a lead and copper encoded. Yeah, that's too.
And then it gets kind of interesting because it's to the point where Yura, she's kind of just joined the club for the sake of joining the club on there, and like her whole point of coming to the school in the first place is to kind of get out of her shell, become less shy and make friends and whatnot. And the she kind of forgets that reason and always is ending up in her kind of fantasy worlds all the time until
in this case isn't so bad, but it does lead her to run away.
Yeah, and then you start seeing this, especially in the tournament game, when she's getting hunted down by Haruna Rin, which happens to be Sonora's former airsoft partner in America. Ooh, fancy.
Plot twist.
And they hate each other.
Dun dun dun.
Crazy hate each other on there, and she gives up instead of like taking a shot like a whoa man.
Well, that's kind of, I look at that being kind of hard to do, and probably something I would end up doing because you lost your gun. What are you gonna do?
Just gotta take it like a whoa man, Dito.
Yeah. Whoa man. Well, in my case, I would have probably done the same thing just for the fact that I lost my gun. If I go for it, I'm gonna be shot anyways. It's just like going, okay, I'm calling it. But the difference is between this game and like what normally I play is that it's more professional. I won't say professional, but more serious. Like, it's a tournament play, so there's a lot more on the line than just me going out there and
cash prizes and fame.
Yeah, it's cash prizes and fame, and can't forget free access to whatever they're choosing. Anyways,
do you like how they stuck in a hot spring episode into this?
Yeah, they snuck it in. What? They snuck it in just for you, KT.
What's more interesting is I saw the previews for the next 2 set of episodes. There's a beach episode in there.
Oh, we're getting hot springs and beach episodes.
I know.
This is more win.
I feel like spoiled.
But this also leads us into the actual gameplay of the tournament.
Let us know what is this week's airsoft game type.
And everybody knows this at some point or another, either playing from Halo or whatnot. It's going to be called Capture the Flag. The only real difference between this and an actual Capture the Flag game is, in normal cases, you would take the flag and then run it back to your base. In this one, it's just capturing it. Either you take the enemy's flag or you eliminate all the players.
So kind of how is this a little bit different from the kind of Rambo type play on here?
It's because it's going to be, what is it, 6? So it's a team of 6 in there in this case. Mm-hmm.
So you got full teams going against each other instead of one versus many, right?
Yeah, this is a full team effort, and you want to coordinate your attacks and everything so that either one lays fire while another one advances, or you're going to have to shoot off, eliminate everyone who's going to be surrounding you too. The whole point is to take a tactical advantage to either procure the flag or to eliminate everyone on the field.
Yeah. So what would you really kind of recommend doing? Is it better to try to knock everybody off or try to go for the flag?
It's one of those on the fly things. There is no right or wrong in this game. You can try to do it yourself, but yet you run the risk of like getting shot because you don't know what the other side are doing. Sometimes it's better just to take out everybody. It's more a secure plan than to take out their flag.
Mm-hmm.
In cases, unless they're guarding their flag, then you have no choice but to take them out.
Okay.
Or get lucky.
Uh-huh. And then, so like, have you played in tournaments before on there? Like,
no.
How does that? Do you have any idea how the tournaments kind of work? Airsoft
and tournaments vary. It depends on game, depends on where it is, how many people. It's all variant, but in most cases, you're looking at maybe half an hour to an hour per game.
Mm-hmm.
Depending on this field size and everything, how good people are.
Do some of them have time limits on there?
In most cases, there is a time limit, and again, that depends on like the game and everything. Most tournament wise is like half hour.
Yeah.
Half hour to an hour.
How do they normally settle ties then? If it's ends up being a tie, or is it like soccer where everybody wins?
Usually there is never a tie. It's in rare cases there's a tie, but I've never had one.
Yeah, all right. That's kind of interesting on there, and I don't know. I'm kind of curious. They need to televise airsoft tournaments so I can watch one and understand and all that good stuff right there. And then they also introduce Yura's brand new weapon, which is the Scorpion. You want to tell people a little bit about the Scorpion?
It stings. Sorry, I had to put that in there. No, but in reality, the Scorpion is it's a Russian-built gun. But in this case, since
it's powered by vodka?
Yes, it's powered by vodka, booze, and bad language.
Oh, we're going to get
all complaints to Ktdata.net.
I'm going to go drink some vodka right now before I answer the emails.
I got rum. But anyways.
We know pirates.
Yeah, it's designed to be a small, effective weapon where it has a collapsible stock folding stock that it can either be used for short or long distance shots. I mean, the actual like airsoft Scorpion is a very good gun depending on who makes it. That's the only thing about this anime is that they don't actually tell you about its like brand. So they just kind of say, here's an airsoft gun and it's able to do all this. So
are you sure you can do that? I mean, come on. We just barely finished an anime where it's named Mig Ronalds and like SFC.
Yeah, well, it's the same thing too. But they only talk about the brands or the gun type. Never talk about the brands because in reality, when you anime logic versus reality is two different things. But I'm just stating this too. Like for example, if you take something from I say TSA for some stupid reason. Yes, take something from the airport security office. No, no. You say you go from like Echo 1 versus like. I'll just do something really blatant and say like a Crossman. One of Crossman or something.
We're gonna get sued now because you mentioned all these names. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, trademark pending. But if you take these two brands, you're going to see night and day difference. So. Just saying that even though I know that the Scorpion's very good, the biggest downfall is it has a small magazine compared to what other ones can fire.
Like how like comparison wise, how many BBs does it normally have compared to other ones?
In this case, from the size of the magazine, I'm not sure if it's a mid cap. You're looking at maybe 30 to 50 shots
versus the normal like how many
200 to 500.
Yeah. Okay, so you gotta be kind of wise in what you're shooting, right?
Yeah, and this one that you want to be wiser, you're carrying extra magazines, which is always recommended in airsoft. Always carry extra magazines as much as the term allows you.
All right, that's pretty sweet. I have to ask, so which do you like to play more, Rambo or Capture the Flag?
I like to play zombies.
Maybe they'll talk about zombies in a future episode.
Zombie games are so much fun.
You guys will have to watch future episodes of Ktdata to find out if we talk about zombies or not. All right, let's go on to our final anime of the night.
Dun, dun, dun.
Which likes to leave us depressed.
Yes. They're very patriotic.
I kind of wish I had that picture of me with the zombie head right now.
Yeah. No, Sparky, not Plants vs. Zombies. People versus Zombies.
Plants vs. Zombies rock. And our final anime of the night is Attack on Titan or Shingeki no Kyojin. And it's brought to you by horses. It's dangerous out there. You're dead without one. So, in our last episode of Attack on Titan, we see a Titan. We have a Titan kill count. Levi is a clean freak. And Hanji likes to ram Titans raw. Oh.
Okay, so in this time we see a little different way that the game wow, I could talk. A little bit different way Attack on Titan's going. Now we see their battle plan and exactly how it's executed.
Yeah, so of course they're, breaking through the open city, and then they'll be out into the open world, so beyond the farthest walls that are breached. So that's like open country for Titans, right?
Zombies.
I'm talking about zombies in the chat room. My favorite iOS game too. Like seriously, I've been playing a lot of Plants vs Zombies too. All right,
keep on going, guys.
But so what they do is, instead of going in a straight like two-person column or something, they use this formation they call long-range scouting. And the way they do it is everybody is still can see everybody else, and they use flares to signal each other. And the way the flares work allows Erwin, the commander of the Recon Corps, to know where everybody is on the field, and then they can move the column to avoid zombies. Because as you can see, every time humans go and fight Titans, oh, you guys, everybody who fight Titans, it doesn't end well for the humans most of the time on there.
You're calling fresh meat.
Yeah. And then the red flares signal that there are Titans out there. Blacks are the abnormal ones, so they can't avoid it. And then orange are when you get your butt whipped and you pretty much can't go on there. And so what's kind of interesting is that that way you avoid the normal Titans, which are kind of feeding, and then you only have the normal ones, which are usually quicker than the other ones or armored or something like that, right? And that is the drawback of this formation, because you can't really avoid those guys since they do whatever they want. And what's interesting is we see a female form Titan, right, Dito?
Yes, and this case they called it abnormal at first, but it started charging, and then they tried to take it out, which since their 3D maneuvering gear has the biggest disadvantage when there is nothing around.
Something that they can hook onto, but when you're in flat land, think like Kansas flat land.
Yeah, so when you don't have anything around to latch onto, you latch onto I was about to say zombie. Thank you, guys.
See what they did to us?
Yes, I was thinking about zombies now. And I was about to say Titans. Yay, good for me. You latch onto a Titan. So when you do that too, in this case, it grabs the line and takes it out and starts demolishing him with the line.
And the Titan's protecting the nape of her neck too, the sensitive part where people are going to try and cut, right? Every time you see the zombie's hand is covering it. Hate you guys. Titans. Man, we're going to get a lot of hate mail. You guys don't even know what you're talking about. Saying zombies all the time. But so it's kind of interesting. And then all of a sudden, Commander Eren leads like the middle column, which is supposed to be the most protected part of the scouting party, straight into the forest.
First off, we gotta talk about this forest. How in the world did all of a sudden this forest pop out of it's this little circle of forest that they have to go through? It's a big one too, but it's a circle.
It's pollution, man. What happens when you don't take care of the earth? And then what's kind of interesting though is that this forest is in the east. The town where Eren's from is in the south, and the actual walls are in the west. So they are totally off course this time around. And it's like, what is it? So they kind of pose a couple possible things. You go into this tall forest so you can use your 3D maneuver gear, right?
Yeah.
So are they going to try and catch this Titan? Are they going to try to just lose the Titan in the forest? Or are they going to kill this Titan?
That comes down to the question, because when Levi was lead him into that, he was just like going, this allows us to make the most use of it, but it doesn't seem like anyone else kind of got that.
Yeah, and then we also noticed that the female form is trying to go after Eren, which is
yes,
because we've never seen Titans do this before. They kind of just, you know, grab for the nearest warm flesh and try to eat it. And in this case, this Titan's specifically trying to go for one person. I mean, Armin got away because he didn't look like Eren, or I don't know, he smelled or something. Who knows?
I think he was ugly because it's like the Titan lifts up the hood, looks at him, and then just like peace.
Yeah, so you know, because everybody like this female, and we can tell it's the female Titan's going after Eren because like everybody else, she seems to ignore unless you get in her way. You know, it's more like self-protecting or just like kind of like those fruit flies or those gnats that kind of get around you when you're eating your ice cream, right? She just kind of flicks them away, you know.
I hate those.
The only problem is you can't tie a fruit fly thing around a string and spin it around. That was kind of disturbing.
That was actually
belief.
Is it okay? So is it really bad that once I saw that the first thing that came to mind was "You spin me right round, baby, right round"? Is it bad? That's the first thing that popped up my head when I saw that.
Oh, man, I'm surprised you listen to semi-popular music, Tito.
You realize how old I am, right?
Yeah, I said semi-popular. So I don't know. What's your bet? Are you going for the killed catch or what?
I think that right now the best thing. Well, I'm gonna shoot for the. I don't know, to be honest. I mean, this is any which way. I mean, I think that they're gonna try to attack it, but you know, you're looking at something where even from 3 different angles, it's gonna take them out.
Well, I think that this is a test, to be honest with you, and that is why Commander Erwin even guided them there. This is a test to see if Eren is actually going to transform into a Titan and be able to take down the other Titan. Like this whole entire excursion is not really to get to the to get to his old basement. Not quite yet. This is totally to test out his abilities and to see if it's worth it, so they can try to go south. That's my bet on it. I'm guessing that's what it is. Because I mean, look, they went into the forest, and then all the columns that are on the side, they all kind of had to circle around and break formation. So it has to be something really good, and I think it's that.
I think what it is that they just like ponies, and they all want to let everyone else know, so they're going to talk about it in the middle of the forest.
Dito's really a brony. He's just admitted to it. Tito is a brony.
No,
go Rainbow Dash. Go Twilight Sparkle. I don't know.
You know more than me.
I don't even know.
I think you're more brony than me.
Those are off the box from the Mimo bots that we give away. That's the only reason I know.
And I don't even know what the names were.
Because I had the boxes.
Exactly. Yeah. So that makes you a brony.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
If you're calling me one, that makes you more of a brony than me.
No. You said you like ponies.
No, I said they like ponies. They're going to talk about in the middle of the forest. So they don't want anyone else to know.
That sounds like you like ponies.
No. I saw a pony last week. Yeah. It was at the fair.
All right. Okay, guys. As you can see, that's really all we have for this episode of the Kita Anime Podcast. If you guys agree or disagree with any of these things, I can imagine a lot of you guys disagreeing. Please send us emails at kita@ktdata.net or leave us a comment on our Facebook page, facebook.com/ktdatanet, or on Twitter @ktdata, or on Google Plus, Kita Anime Podcast. Just search for that, and that's all awesome stuff because, yeah, you can, and I'd pay attention to all those, especially in October, like I said.
Yeah, because it's saturated.
It's going to be, it's almost 2 years of us doing this, Dito.
Almost 2 years. Can we believe that?
Crazy. On there. And make sure you guys pay attention to ktdata.net because, like I said, we have Comic-Con 2013 coverage coming really soon, and we have a lot of it, and it's all good, too. So I'm excited to share all the stuff. I know Dito is, or he pretended he was when we were in person.
Yeah, I like to try to. I do really good at acting, It's one of my hobbies and careers. No, just
careers.
careers. It's just like this is my career. No, I really do enjoy it, and probably the just wait.
Yeah.
You're gonna see a lot more things than we could ever have done because we pulled out what like 6 hours of footage. We're not even joking.
Yeah, I got to sort through that. And of course, if you want to throw us off by making us call Titan Zombies, just join us in the chat room. Our next live episode is September 24th, 2013, and you can find that at ktdata.net/live. Come in the chat room, talk to us, and it's all good, right?
Yes. Also check out our Facebook page because Sparky just posted up an awesome dragon lantern or light.
Ooh, fancy. All right. So, Dito, thank you for always coming. It's always a blast, and I don't know where the time goes, really.
Out the window
Yep.
because it's saturated.
Yep. And thank you all in the chat room, Sparky, Coons, all you guys. And thank you guys at home who's listening after the fact. You guys are all awesome. You know, watch the video version or the audio version or whatever version makes you happy. And we will see you guys in 2 weeks. Bye.
Bye.
Dito has left the building, everybody. Dito has left the building. Thank you.